And there came a day unlike any other, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Comics Daily from Scorcher Hill, hosted by Brian Keown and Matt Wood. From Scorcher Hill, this is Star Wars Comics Daily. I'm Matt Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
Welcome to episode 119 of Star Wars Comics Daily, River of Chaos number 3. River of Chaos number 3 was released September 1st, 1995.
The writer is Louise Simonson. Penciler is June Brigman. Inker is Roy Richardson. Colorist is Dave Nestel. Letterer is Steve Dutrow. And then the cover is by June Brigman and Roy Richardson.
Excellent. I think I should mention also, when it comes to these Dark Horse dates, digging out the actual release is kind of difficult. So I don't think this was actually a release September 1st of 1995. It's just
sometime in September.
Sometime in September, yeah. So I need to throw that out there occasionally. Look at the cover of this comic and the little triangles that are on Leia's sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
Does that look digital to you, or is that... Am I just...
Nah, I mean, it might be digitally colored. That wouldn't blow my mind, but I think that's actually... Like, maybe she just drew the little triangles and the colorist went in and colored in the purple. Right. Maybe. Yeah. But I don't know. I can believe it either way.
I mean, 95 is pretty early for digital coloring.
That's true.
Yeah, so I guess not. But it stuck out to me.
All right.
That's all I got.
I mean, old Glot with his big gun arm thing didn't jump out at you? Come on, that's cool, man.
Yeah, you're right. It is pretty sweet. Honestly, anytime you can fire a weapon from your arm, but it's not like your traditional gun, I'm instantly kind of like, all right, that's cool.
Right.
Like you have Mega Buster, or like you're wearing some kind of bracelet that shoots bullets, like Black Widow or something. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's sweet. It's sweet. But unfortunately, he's just shooting at rocks.
Right, that's true.
All right, Brian, tell me, and this is going to take a while, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's not the longest one I've ever read, but it's not the shortest one either.
All right, well, tell me what happens in River of Chaos number 3.
In the Imperial garrison, Governor Grigor, I don't know, we'll go with Grigor, tortures Ranoff. He's torturing Ranoff, trying to get the location of the rebel base from him. Ranoff tells him that he doesn't know where the base is, but he knows where Grigor's illegal mine is.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Back at the hideout, Leia is leading the evacuation. Ranoff doesn't know exactly where the base is, but it shouldn't be too hard for him to find it. Stormtroopers attack the Hadrachi town and burn it down. Mora proposes that they attack the mine and free the prisoners for the rebellion. Leia agrees to the plan, so Mora and Merrick head off. Gregor is called in Glot the bounty hunter to find Mora. Merrick's jealous girlfriend, Jalos, tells one of the Hadrachi about Mora's plan, and he sells that info to Glot, who then kills him, Grand Theft Auto style. Ranoff is able to escape and steals one of the fake stormtroopers' armor. He heads to the town, and a Hadrachi tells him about Mora's plan. Mora and Merrick are able to take the mine pretty easily, and then they free the prisoners. Glot shows up and grabs Mora, but Ranoff, in his stormtrooper disguise, attacks the bounty hunter. Ranoff gets the drop on the bounty hunter, but Merrick stops him, thinking Ranoff is still a bad guy, and just lets Glot go. Because Merrick is the worst.
Yeah, Merrick's awful.
Yeah, Merrick takes Ranoff back to the rebels, and Ranoff tries to explain that Glot has Mora. Glot takes Mora back to Grigor, and the governor is able to figure out that she is the lost royal heir. Surprise, surprise. He broadcasts to the Hadrachi people that he has found their queen, and he is going to marry her. See, that wasn't too long.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. The only thing I can really cling to is, first of all, Grigor. Mm-hmm. He seems a bit... I don't know anything about the gloat species.
Yeah.
Or the Gotal. Sorry, his name is Gotal. That's the bounty hunter. Right? No, it's Glot.
I was going to say, I got Glot written down.
It's Glot. He is a Gotal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just don't find the Gotal folk the most. I wouldn't peg them for bounty hunters.
Is that an established like Star Wars alien, or is he new?
Oh no, this is an established Star Wars alien, so much so that I'm pretty sure that they first appear in A New Hope.
I was gonna say he kind of looks like somebody that would have been in the cantina, but being called a Gotal is pretty kind of on the nose. They look a lot like he looks like a goat to me. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure they weren't named when they were in Star Wars, A New Hope, but
sure.
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, he didn't get an action figure, so I guess not.
right, yeah. But yeah,
But
I just see that species as like maybe not the most aggressive.
yeah, I don't have a problem with that though. That's kind of interesting that
Yeah,
when they use like a Gungan or something to be a tough, you know, tough dude or whatever, and it's like, well, he's just a goofy dude. But nope, not this one.
this one's mean.
Yeah, this one's hardcore.
Yeah. But okay, yeah, Merrick is the worst.
America's definitely the worst. He's been a piece of crap the whole series.
I didn't expect him to get that bad. But before we get into any of that, I want to talk about not the first page. The first page is fine, whatever. It's just an exterior shot. But when we go into the splash page, that is on page 2 and 3, and then we go into the amazing page 4, where we mess with foregrounds and things like that. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks
yes.
really good.
Yeah, Leia's like in a silhouette in the front of the foreground, and then everything's going on in the back. Yeah, it's real cool.
Yeah.
June Brigman's definitely pretty awesome.
Right. And
I do like though that Leia is clearly standing on a table because there's like wine glasses that she's knocked over as she stood there giving her speech.
well, she's got a. I mean, hey, she is an authority figure, and how do you assert that if you're not standing on a table?
And I mean, and she is pretty short too.
Well, yeah, that too. I mean, she doesn't have a bullhorn either.
Yeah.
I forgot about this protocol droid.
Yes, this is not 3PO protocol droid.
No, but this is the one that got shot. Remember by?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did forget about that.
Yeah, they got shot by Grigor.
Yeah, because her master Ranoff is her master.
Yeah. Right.
And I don't know why I've decided that she's a female, but I have.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about Merrick, and I guess Merrick also had a girlfriend. Not established, as far as I know.
Not that I remember, but yes, he's all like buddying up to Mora, and this girl's like, "Man, Mora sucks."
Right, and it instantly just makes me feel like this isn't necessary.
No, I mean, I guess it was just, well, somebody's got to rat them out so that we can move the story along. Who could do that? Maybe Merrick's got a girlfriend. Yeah. It's like, okay.
Well, I mean, I knew Merrick was going to be a piece of crap because he's a cyborg.
Right.
And that's
he's a Borg, dude.
A Borg, yeah. Well, yeah. When you're talking about them negatively, you have to say, yeah, it's a dirty Borg.
Yes. Because so was Randolph. He's a Borg as well.
Of course. Oh, right. But he doesn't have like an artificial face.
It's true. Right. His Borgity is hidden.
Yeah, you could put on a pair of pants and you'd be none the wiser. But with Merrick, he has that like Kano eye from Mortal Kombat. It's like, nah, he's a bad guy.
This is the second time this episode you've said something about somebody having something, and all I think is Deadshot, because Deadshot has an eye like that, and he's got a gun arm.
Oh yeah, hey, there you go. No, it's the same issue because.
Oh, that's what I said. Yeah, same episode.
Yeah. How would you like to be an Hadrachi person during the Galactic Civil War, or during at least this point in the Galactic Civil War?
How would I like to be?
Yeah, because it seems like the Stormtroopers and the Imperials are just double downing on destroying your village.
Yeah, because that was like the dude in yesterday's episode with like, oh, there's no rebellion here. That was the whole point of the Hadrachi. Like, no, there's not been any rebellion in them. Right. But now Grigor's like, screw that, I'm going to kill them all.
Yeah, I'm just going to burn your village down. I'm going to send ATSTs and just mess you up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it's not probably a good thing to be a Hadrachi. It's probably, I mean, it's probably not a good thing to be any kind of anybody in this galactic period.
Yeah, semi-indigenous, you're probably going to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're on Alderaan, it was probably pretty cool until that last second.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, like, when you do get destroyed, it's pretty instantaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I'd prefer to go. Like,
Sure.
don't even give me a heads up. Just, blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Let me live my life up until the last possible moment. If I have to choose.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, okay. All right. I just have to, going back to Merrick and harping on this, because I'm just jumping all over this issue at this point.
Yeah.
I don't see his motivation in, like, really getting all up in Mora.
Yeah, I don't know, except, I mean, I guess.
I guess he finds her attractive? Or he's attracted to her?
And I assume he's native to this planet, maybe? And if that's the case, then it doesn't seem like a lot of human females running around.
No.
But he does have a girlfriend, so.
Right. It just seems, it seems so skeevy, and I hate that she has to become, like, the most cliche, like, well, I guess it's Mora's fault.
Yes.
That bums me out.
She and Jolly need to get together and have a support group, and and realize that they're strong, independent women and don't need the jerks in their lives.
Right. They shouldn't be so easily swayed by.
Or go the other way and just rise up and be crazy Amazon
right, yeah.
pirates or something and just taking over everything.
Yeah, exactly. But that doesn't happen either.
No.
One of my biggest gripes about Grigor and his whole, mining and his whole system is I don't know who's a stormtrooper and who's not a proper stormtrooper.
Yeah, I would assume most of the time if we're seeing a stormtrooper, they're probably not real stormtroopers.
Well, what? Sorry. What happened to his real stormtroopers?
Well, that's what I was gonna say, but then that begs the question: what happened to the real ones? Or
right.
Where did he get that armor?
He must have like a surplus of the armor and just like a real desperate need for the actual stormtroopers. So he just, I mean, are there any Hadrachis that are wrecking that stormtrooper armor?
I assume not, but
it would stick out, I assume.
Yeah, because they're at least shorter.
Right. I don't think their heads fit right in the stormtrooper mask.
Right, because they've all got those hats, so I don't know how big their heads are. So.
Right. What does a Hadrachi look like? Are they apish?
Yeah, sort of. Sort of maybe like baboons or something.
Well-dressed baboons.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, they're wearing clothes and everything.
Yeah. They've got
kind of a... Yeah, like they've got kind of a baboon face kind of a thing.
Yeah. Not handsome.
Not particularly. But I'm sure that we'd look horrible to them as well.
Yeah. I like how our friend Ranulph, how he escapes. Fast forwarding to that scene where he like twists himself up in the chains and then like is able to like break the neck of that guy, which I thought was a little hardcore for this comic book.
And then he picks up the guy's key with his feet and then unlocks his... Yeah, he's pretty capable, I guess. Right. I mean, I guess that is a robot foot, so I guess it can do stuff that a normal foot couldn't do.
Right, but I mean, I can't imagine that it's that handy. I think when it comes to snapping necks, it's pretty useful. Mm-hmm. Because, you got a lot of metal in there, and that's probably pretty cool.
Sure. Yes, but, I assume that one leg is stronger than a normal leg.
But, like, picking up the key with your toes, that has to be dang near impossible.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, he does it with his robot foot, so maybe there's a little bit more flexibility in that foot.
A magnet in there.
Right.
It's like a magnet toe.
We did totally skip over when Glott's like, yeah, I'll pay you for this information. Bam, 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 screw you.
Yeah, that seems like a bounty hunter move.
Yeah.
This week is the week of surprise Rhodians. Because we get one in today's issue and one tomorrow's issue where it's like, I don't expect a Rhodian to be there, but there's one.
Yeah.
So I got a little excited.
They
I
never
like
get
watching
names.
the Rhodian use a straw.
Yeah.
But that's
I mean, it makes sense. They're small. Their mouths are pretty small.
Yeah.
And it is like a curvy straw, too.
Right. Well, yeah. It's got to be accommodating to a lot of different species.
Some of the Hadrachis do have nice, like, mustaches and stuff, though, dude. Like this guy that talks to Ranoff.
Oh, yeah. That's fake.
He's got a fancy mustache.
He's got a falsie. It's just a little, it's like a stage mustache. He's using it, though, to... You're falling for it, Brian. You're easily impressed by his mustache.
I mean, it did. I was like, wait a minute, is that the guy that talked to Glott? But I mean, that guy got killed, obviously. So
can't be.
So it was kind of like he could have been just in disguise.
But, here's the thing I'm learning about Merrick too. It's a shame he's such a scumbag because he seems to be very capable, but he only gets really useful whenever he's heavily motivated by like trying to impress Mora.
Yeah.
I mean, here he is storming into this place, shooting that guy, and getting.
And I mean, and in his defense, I mean, there's really no reason for any of it. I mean, we've seen more of Ranoff's story than he has, but there's really not any reason for him to trust him any more than the Gotal guy.
No, but given the hindsight, we know what he doesn't know, right. And it seems like he's making the worst decisions.
Yes, because he is.
Yeah. We should talk a little bit about the Glott's car or Glott's motorcycle or whatever. First of all, it looks like it should be an action figure like vehicle.
Yeah.
But
when did this come out? 95?
95, yeah.
I wonder when Lobo came out because it reminds me of Lobo's motorcycle.
I think Lobo probably predated him.
I would think so too. So
yeah,
that might be.
And Lobo was never not without his motorcycle, correct?
Pretty much, yeah. And obviously, the hardcore bounty hunter.
Dude, Lobo came out a good 12 years before this.
I was gonna say I was thinking it was the 80s, but I don't think he got big until the 90s.
No. I remember that Superman annual where Guy Gardner and Lobo had to like fight Eclipsoed Superman.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That honestly could have been written by Louise Simonson too.
Yeah, I should actually probably dig that up if I still have it.
Because she was
very much could be it, yeah.
In that time period, she was a big time Superman art writer.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Superman annuals for the '90s. Not for this podcast, of course. People are gonna be really bored by that. But yeah, I just I like the car.
People love Lobo, dude. Come on.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's not to love?
Sure.
I'm gonna say it's Superman annual 1992. It was not, but
yeah, I can't remember what year the Eclipso annuals were.
Yeah, it was 92, but it wasn't Superman.
Oh,
wait, no, it's Eclipso: The Darkness Within, and so I'm looking at like a ton of Superman annuals. Was it Adventures Superman? It was Adventures of Superman.
Nice.
And it was written by Robert Loren Fleming.
Okay.
Penciled by Bob McLeod. That I did not know.
I think that guy was coincidentally, since it's with Bob McLeod, I think he wrote some X-Force later, which, starred the New Mutants, created by Bob McLeod, if I'm thinking of the right guy.
Yeah. Edited later on by Louise Simonson.
No, that stuff was before.
Oh,
Superman.
Okay. Well, Bob McLeod created New Mutants, which was edited later on.
No. Yes, I'm sure she was the editor on New Mutants, but not X-Force.
Yeah. Matt
She's
Hollingsworth was the colorist on that comic. How I did not know Hollingsworth has been around that long.
yeah.
Wow.
The colorist didn't become like a somebody that we really, I mean, honestly paid attention to much in general, the comic book community in general, until like maybe the 90s, probably more like 2000, like Laura Martin and those people were kind of the early, like, oh, now I know who the colorist is. So I think there's I was reading the Hulk omnibus, the Peter David Hulk omnibus,
Yeah.
and Petra Goldberg, who colors like the classic Marvel Star Wars, is the colorist on that too.
Wow.
And that was 20 years later or whatever.
Right, but like Matt Hollingsworth is like very prominent
Yeah.
today, and like I'm looking him up, and he got a start in 1991.
Yeah.
Which, man, it just, I don't know. For whatever reason, that's very surprising. But there you go. Okay, that has nothing.
No, not at all.
But last fun fact, guess who did the cover?
I don't know.
Old Joe Q and Jimmy P.
Nice.
Yep. It's a good comic. My dad had to read it first and pencil out all the dams. In which there were a few.
I'm sure. I remember Batman would say "damn" every once in a while. I was like, really? And that's crazy.
Yeah. That's good stuff. No
one says "damn" in this comic, though.
No, but the reader certainly does a few times when Merrick shows up. What do you think about Grigor slapping poor Mora?
Yeah, Grigor's not a cool dude.
He is not. But he does have dresses readily available just in case.
Oh, well, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows there's a royal heir out there somewhere. It's probably a girl. Come on.
Probably a girl, probably around this size. She sure is not an Andrachi, just raised by one.
Right. And we honestly have no real confirmation that she is the royal heir. She's just they're about the right age. So we could actually go with the idea that she's not and he's just using her. So it wouldn't blow my mind if that's what happens in the next issue, but
Brian, I'm telling you this right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen in the next issue.
You think?
She is the royal heir.
Oh, yes. But you could go, at this point, you could still go with, well, maybe she's not. She might just be
okay. No, it would blow my mind if they said, it turns out, no, she was not the royal heir.
Well, like I said in the first issue of this, it's like every beat of the story I know kind of exactly where they're going to go. Yeah. So it's either it's going to go that way or they're going to subvert that and be like, oh, you thought it was going to go this way and it's not. But I feel like it's going to go that way.
I'd bet you a nice Buffalo nickel.
Oh, okay.
That
No, I'm not going to take that bet because I would imagine she is too.
Right, it's not good.
If there were, I mean, unless like Jalous is the other option. If there was another option where it might be this other person, maybe, but they have not presented anyone else who could possibly be the royal heir. So I'm sure it's her.
I'm afraid I don't even remember who Jalous is.
That's Merrick's
this is Merrick's poor battered girlfriend.
Yes, the only reason I remember is that because I had to type her name into the synopsis. Otherwise, I'm sure I have no idea who that was either.
Right.
I will, and by the way, in 10 minutes from now when we're over, I'll not remember that name again either.
No, but maybe when we record this next week.
She's in the next one. I was flipping ahead a little bit. And she's
of course she is, Brian. There's only like 10 characters. They're all going to show up.
Sure. And she feels bad at the end, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure she feels terrible. And I'm sure Merrick also doesn't really get a good comeuppance. Or he dies sacrificing himself for the greater good.
The only reason she feels bad now, though, is because it's her queen. So she's like, I betrayed our queen.
Yeah. Had I known, I wouldn't have done it. But since I didn't, I did.
Right.
Yeah. That's the classic defense of like, I was totally awful to you because I thought you were horrible. But turns out you were great.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well. Also, one thing that I noticed in this comic, and this is probably I haven't gone back and read those Death of Supermans. I haven't read Louise Simonson in a while. You actually have because of Power Pack. How prevalent were thought balloons?
I think they were fairly. I mean, I think we're still in a period where that was kind of a thing.
Okay,
I'm trying to remember.
This has more thought balloons than the Goodwin and Infantino's.
Yeah, like I bet Superman did for sure. I can't remember if Power Pack specifically did or not.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of weird drugs in it because that seemed weird for a kid's comic book, but I don't remember if there's thought balloons or not. But I bet there was.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, what was it, Sally Forth or whatever comic strip?
Brenda Starr.
Brenda Starr, thank you. I'm sure there was plenty of thought balloons in those.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You got to do those in strips, at least that kind of a strip.
Yeah. But, okay. Well, here we are. Quite a high tension ending here with her wearing that fancy dress, and she's going to marry Greiger. Like, why?
Oh, well, I mean, one, I'm sure that she's not interested in doing that at all. He's
yes,
forcing her
absolutely.
to,
but
well, because then he
why
becomes
is that a
king of the
necessity? Huh?
because then he becomes king of the planet and gets more power.
And they can't do anything once he becomes king of the planet.
I mean, sure. But, I mean, I'm sure it just concretes his claim to, like, I think it would be harder for the Empire to get rid of him.
Oh, no, Brian. I clicked Jealousy or whatever her name is.
Uh-huh.
Click your page on Wikipedia.
I mean, there's no way she comes back.
No, she gets killed in this comic.
Oh, well.
And her picture on her entry is of her dying.
Wow. Spoilers, dude. There's only one issue left. Come on.
If you're listening to this and you're an editor on Wikipedia, will you please change her picture to one of her not dying?
I think every other time she shows up, though, she's being horrible, so...
I don't care. She deserves better than, like, literally her gagging in the arms of Morris. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't even see where she dies. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yeah, she totally does, doesn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I think she deserves a little bit better than just...
Spoilers. The word balloon is, go. I betrayed her to the Hadrachi, and now I've saved her. A life for a life, my queen.
How long into the next issue does she die?
It's about halfway through.
Okay.
I was expecting it to be at the end, so I started at the end and was flipping backwards. So
They just dump her body and run away?
they're in a hurry, man.
Aw.
But yes, it does look like they just leave her for dead in the forest.
Oh, man.
It doesn't look like things work out very well for Galat either, by the way.
That's okay. He's bad.
Oh my god. There's a lot of death in the next issue.
I can't. Okay. All right. Well, we're definitely going to leave it for now, and we'll talk about that more next week.
Get excited, folks.
Okay. All right. Next, join us tomorrow as we look at Star Wars Legacy number 30. It's 30, right?
Yeah, I think it's 30.
Yeah. But until then, from Star Wars Comics Daily, I'm Matt Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
And until next week, may the Force be with you.